Hello guys, it is me, I am Falcon64, and today I'm here with episode 8 of Cloak and Dagger Review. Now, the plot for this episode. Tandy and Melissa prepare to commemorate the 8th anniversary of Nathan's passing with their annual memorial tradition. Tyrone goes to Detective O'Reilly for help in getting a confession out of Detective Converse. Okay, so the acting. Since this is supposed to be a sadder episode, the acting has a heavier tone. We can see this in Otis when he starts crying while holding Billy's cloak. They brought back the child actors that played Tandy and Tyrone, and they showed a little bit of their life before and after everything happened. They're pretty good actors for their age. Yeah, in this episode, like I said, Billy and Nathan had died. So they're both experiencing loss, their families are hurt, but I know Otis, he invited his friends that were doing the beads a few episodes ago, over, I guess, to take his mind off of it, because he did end up crying while holding Billy's cloak, because, it still hurts, but Tandy's mother, she wasn't really crying, she just wanted Tandy to come. So I thought that was interesting since she never did, but she always said that she loved her father, which I didn't understand at first, but I could understand if it was too hard, but okay. Characters. There aren't any new characters. I mean, we get to see O'Reilly's boyfriend, and we see that he will help O'Reilly and Tyrone take down Converse. Tandy interrogates what I believe is the top person of Roxanne. She shows him all the evidence she has to clear her father's name, but he offers her money, which she does end up taking later. Yeah, I like this interrogation scene because she could have, hurt him and stuff, but instead she just used that as evidence and then she scared him at the end, which I thought was actually pretty interesting. Instead of her using her dagger for ways that I expected her to, like to be a little bit more violent and blunt, but maybe she's becoming a new person. Since she's getting these powers and understanding them more. CGI. I'm pretty sure Tyrone has mastered his powers in this episode. Tyrone comes up with a plan to take out Converse, and to do it, he pretends to be a ghost so he can hunt Converse. O'Reilly doesn't think it will work, so Tyrone shows her and her boyfriend his abilities when he puts on his cloak, which was a highlight in this episode. Yes, we finally get to see him put on a cloak, which we've all been waiting for, and I loved it. It was great. He looked so good in it. Plus, I'm pretty sure that's like the easiest superhero costume in television history, because he just has to put it on and he can just go. Like, there's no suit up time, but that's pretty cool for me. Pretty cool in my opinion. When the time comes, Tyrone is using powers like he's been doing it for years. He teleports around Connors, takes his gun, and gives it back. He teleports to his bullets. Ultimately, he gives a confession, and Connors gets arrested. Also really love the darkness effect that was around his body. Tandy summons her daggers to take out the power in Roxanne, and later on uses the daggers to cut through a beam and scare the guys she's interrogating. Yeah, Tyrone's effects, I feel like they've gotten so much better because they look so smooth and natural, and like they would fit on his body. Like I remember in the beginning, they didn't really look like they fit, and they didn't look like they belong. But now it looks like it's fine, it's natural. But in Tandy, yeah, her daggers, they would cut through beams, turn off the power. Like she had a whole plan for this, and I thought that was really cool. Now the pacing of the story. We see that Tandy still has her stealing skills when she steals Tyrone's mother's badge so she can get into Roxanne. We see that everyone deals with loss differently. Tandy's mother does memorial for her husband, even though we see who he truly was. When Tandy and Tyrone held hands with Tandy's mother, and they saw a mix of a nightmare and a memory, we see that Melissa accidentally spilled coffee on Nathan's important papers, and he yells at her, and then he hits her. After seeing this, she takes the money and makes sure her father still has a bad name. Yeah, after Melissa, Tandy's mom, I don't think I used her name before because I forgot it. I forget a lot of names, but I remember faces. When Tandy had saw what Nathan had actually done to her mother, she was like, you know what, this guy is a bad person. I don't care if he did what was the explosion at Roxanne or didn't. I'm gonna make sure he gets a bad name. Which I honestly would have done the same thing because he wasn't a good person. he actually wasn't a good person, like the story wanted us to believe. Now the overall episode. The ending for this episode has a really good twist. O'Reilly goes to her boyfriend's house to make pancakes, and when she opens the fridge, she sees her boyfriend stuffed inside. I made a personal note here. When I was watching this, I said earlier, what if he had died? I really hate when I predict a death. Yeah, I was joking around. I was watching it and I was like, he seems like a good person. You know what happens to good people? They die. So I'm like, what if he died? Like, where would the story go? And I guess they did kill him, so I'm guessing. I'm gonna have to see in episode 9. I haven't watched anything yet, but yeah, this has been my review for episode 8 of Cloak and Dagger. I'll catch you guys next time.